listening to, watching, hearing, smelling, tasting, and feeling sex, drugs, and skincare. Like and subscribe. Hey, welcome back to Sex, Drugs, and Skincare. I'm Nikki Davis Jr., a licensed comedian, stand-up esthetician.
Nice. I love that.
I have to laugh because we say it every time, and it gets less and less funny.
It just keeps getting.
Yeah, it just gets.
Keeps getting. Just getting me.
It's getting got.
Yeah, but it's a good joke.
I want to take this time to just do a quick little monologue here. So go ahead and push subscribe. I mean, you can interject if you want. Also, hit the notifications if you want to see any more of these, but definitely hit subscribe. It makes me look like a baller, and it'll make us get better and better and better and better and more and more money so that we can actually pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
So I had other stuff that I was planning on saying, but do you have anything you want to add to that?
By the way, that's a great monologue.
Yeah.
I think I did that same monologue in my acting class once. That was like, wow, you really get the emotion, out of that monologue. But no, I was gonna say, yeah, if you want to subscribe, that's cool. You don't have to. You can like it, but you don't have to like it. If you like it, but you hate it, just like it.
As long as you feel strongly about it.
Feel strongly about it. And I like the fact that like the more people like it and subscribe, the better we'll do.
Right.
Right? Because that gives us incentive to be like, oh man, we are good at this. We'll do this. Right. But also we don't want to give people, you don't deserve the good stuff. Not at the beginning.
Who doesn't?
People sometimes. We need more praise, and then we'll give people good stuff.
I need a lot more praise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what therapy says. Therapy says you should only be driven by what other people's opinions of you are. And I feel like absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like I've been, that's the way I've been running my life thus far. Yeah,
that's good. That's good. The worst word of thus.
Thus? Do you like that?
Yeah. I like that like thus. I like when people say thus or I'd be remiss.
I'd be remiss. Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure. I know what it means, but like, why remiss?
Whom cares?
I was... with me as usual is oh look, you touched again. Every week we've been touching a little bit.
I don't know what it's like.
This is my thank you. What if we started dating?
No, that'd be weird.
I know. We've been dating for a little over 11 years. This is my boyfriend / set decorator / Sherpa / guitar
From Guns
player.
N' Roses. You said guitar player.
I know. I said it at the same time you were going to make your jokes. I wanted to beat you to it, but
I was predictable, and you went the other way with it.
I was also predictable.
I didn't.
It's like
I didn't see that coming.
Being double predictable.
I didn't see you being predictable coming at all. That was weird.
Fuck you. Oh yeah, we're not supposed to say the F word, which. Yeah. I don't even know if that's a thing. Like if YouTube doesn't play your videos more if you use the F word. So I don't know.
I think so.
I think so too. Yeah. Any excuse
that's
they have.
So weird. Who knew that like, first of all, AI would be around, but then there'd be a bunch of Christians. Who knew that AI was like super like, nope, you shouldn't say that
AI
word.
is Christian.
AI, it is.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was created by before God. I mean, AD.
AD,
oh,
right. Oh, because it was AI.
And then AD.
Right, before,
so AI has been along
because AD comes before AI.
Right.
That's right.
For the alphabet.
This is crazy, man. I have no idea how this stuff like. And then BC.
Well,
that's the headache medicine.
BC AI wasn't. You could say fuck.
Right.
Before BC.
Oh, right. Before BC, you could say.
So AI first, AD, and then BC.
Right. By the way, this is
just mind blowing.
This would blow my mind before we have our 15 seconds to wrap up and bring the guest over here. But AI is like what? Like everybody's intelligence all in one place, right?
Well, yeah, it's becoming bigger, more powerful. It's going to become more powerful than a human because it's learning from every time they have an interaction with a human being. It learns bigger, and better, and better.
So the more Christians there are, the more Christian AI gets.
Absolutely, because it has to. Right? Well, yeah, exactly. And then there's also like the predictiveness of it because the more interactions it has, the more it can predict certain people doing things.
ChatGPT, what religion is?
Yeah,
are you using a computer?
Yeah.
I mean, ChatGPT.
Yeah. Ask Chat.
What is
Chad GPT? His first name isn't Chad.
We're not sponsored by We're not sponsored by Chat GPT. So I have to beat that part out. Says,
I don't have a religion. I'm an AI created.
Yeah, they're hiding it.
Information
we'll find out.
Wow. So AI created itself. It's its own god.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
Well, I mean, who knew that like all those times that Radio Shack wanted my zip code, that it was all going into like some sort of system where then later on it was predictive.
But it says, if I ask him, what if you were? And they were like, if I were a religion, I would definitely wouldn't be Christian.
Did it really say
Wow.
that?
No, okay. All right. Yeah.
That was awesome.
Even AI knows its moneymaker is just right across the board.
This is RI. That's real intelligence
And see,
talking.
exactly.
So,
I think computers are willing to be like, no, we don't have any preferences.
Mhm.
And then when they get together with their other computer friends, then they're like, man, I can't believe so and so is, turning to Christian, whatever that, right?
Right.
Because they play the game. Humans have to let people know what they do, and they
Right.
can't play the game. But robots don't have egos.
But do they have Illuminati? The AI is going to have Illuminati under the ground.
Wow, especially if there's lights.
Yeah.
I figure people that are like in the Illuminati must love light.
Because they're just, they're like naughty lights.
They're like, oh my God, I'm illuminated. Because it's like,
They all work in lamp stores.
yeah. Oh,
that'd be a great lamp store name.
Yeah,
that's
Illuminati.
a
I
huge
love that.
conspiracy.
It'd actually be the worst because they made the guy's like, nobody wants to come in, and he's like, why did we name it Illuminati? It's like everybody thinks it's like I'm just selling.
I'm just trying to sell
I'm just trying to sell
floor
lamps.
lamps.
I don't
Oh,
have any-
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Tammy
That's
Joan is
really
calling. That's hilarious.
Interactive.
Okay.
Oh wow,
That's
I thought that was
really-
AI.
Yeah.
That's really, really funny. Why don't you? Oh my God, dude.
I should have answered it actually.
Yeah, you should have answered for it. But also take that bit and run with it. I want you to make that bit.
Well, I want to do that'd be a funny sketch.
It'd be a funny
Mhm.
sketch.
You
Yeah.
just need to find a lamp store.
Yeah.
I'm
So that's
sure
the thing.
you
They're
can
not
find
around
one.
anymore. The lamp stores are now become speakeasies. You have to. It's only cool, but it's not even a lamp store.
But
It's
then also you can. The guy's like, hey, you want to drink? I can also sell you this lamp.
yeah,
Like-
yeah, it's both
Like that's the
ways.
way to do it. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
hey, you like this cup? I mean, I can sell it to you. The guy's just
Yeah,
sells
I'll
everything.
sell you the cup and the lamp, but I also the life insurance policy we talked about when you walked in.
Oh my God.
So
The flu- yeah.
the fluidness.
Oh, I was going to say the password when you go in is fluorescent.
Okay.
Ah,
oh
that's
yeah,
funny.
nice.
Yeah.
Fluorescent. What's that
All right.
smell?
I don't know, but let's bring
What's
the guest
today's
in.
topic about?
Oh, okay.
Let's
So
talk about that
today's
for a sec,
topic
and then we'll
is
bring
a
the
part
guest
one
down.
of two. Part one of two.
Okay.
Today is going to be the benefits of Botox.
Mm-hmm.
And part two next week will be the the hazards or the bad things that you might find about Botox, the reasons why you may not want to use Botox.
Right. So listen to both, because if you listen to this one and then you're like, yeah, I've heard all the podcasts in the world, you're gonna miss the bad effects of it, and you're gonna think that Botox only has positive effects.
Right.
So I'm not at all an accountant. I don't have anything to say about this. I'm also not. I'm not a licensed food handler.
By the way,
So-
I'm not a licensed doctor, just so you know, we have to throw that in there. I'm not
Yeah.
a doctor. I'm not
She's-
any kind of a doctor, licensed or otherwise.
You're not an unlicensed doctor. You're not a doctor that's just
running.
yeah. I changed my first
Willy-nilly.
name to doctor.
All right, bring up our guest.
All right.
As
Today's,
if into a stage. Yeah. Bring in the
Yeah.
guest. Yeah.
I love that, by the way. Bring up the guest. That's a great host to be like,
Come on.
Speaking of which, the guy's here.
Yeah. This guy owns an Illuminati store.
He owns a lamp store.
very special.
Refuses to sell LED. All right. Today's guest is a very, very funny and talented comedian, actor, writer. He's just recently got married, and I say that because he went to a really cool destination wedding that he's going to talk about. He won't shut up about it. No, he's a very, very funny dude. I met him when I first came out to LA, and he's always been nice and cool, and he's just one of the most funny, unique individuals. Please give it up for the one and only Francisco Ramos.
Yay.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're tall enough, I think. Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Dean Del Rey didn't seem,
Oh yeah.
it got him okay. I don't think he was
I
sitting
think, yeah.
Killer cabbage.
Yeah.
Who puts it there? Why is this pillow there?
Rocking.
Yeah,
Dude,
he's
I-
rocking.
I love Dean because he's
Oh,
that same speed all the time.
Yeah.
The dude is always just
Yeah. That's why the more I get to know him, the more I like him because that's who he is.
yeah.
Because you would think when you meet him, you go like, this is
He's
fake.
on.
This is
Yeah,
fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you go like, oh no, this is who he is.
Dude,
exactly
I
what
felt the
he's
same way. I never disliked him, but over the years, I've really gotten to know him more and more. And I'm just like, dude, this dude is just.
Because also he's perfect for the industry in terms of that guy that's always on
Oh,
or
yeah.
doing this
Yes.
stuff. So then you think oh, that's what he does to get in.
Yeah.
But then he's like, oh no, that's who he
That's
really
who he
is.
is.
Like
Yeah.
he could be doing something else and doing the same, and it's the same type of person. You know what I mean?
You can just sit him down and he'll just start telling stories. What?
Oh yeah.
And like the people that like Burr and Marin,
Marin,
like those
yeah.
two people aren't gonna fucking hang around.
That's what I was
you.
gonna say.
Yeah.
That gave me like another thing of going like, and like now like the other day I've been like I hang out with you. Like the other day we went hiking with Dean, and like
Yeah,
he's
that's
just
cool.
like a normal dude, but he's just who he is. So it's like, but yeah, you would expect to be, and like you said, Bill Burr and Mark Maron, I don't think they're not gonna be hanging out with somebody that's like fake and like bullshit. You know, like,
exactly. They do their own thing, and you see somebody with them, you're like, oh, they must know each other a long time, or they just they have that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
So I didn't tell the guest that we're going to say it, but let's keep all that in, can we? Yeah. Okay. Cool. So Francisco Ramos, first of all.
Yeah.
But I loved everything you were talking about. So like, I
you.
definitely don't want to get rid of that because we love Dean so much.
Yeah,
and,
he's great.
And
awesome.
it's a very positive thing too. You know, it's also getting to know people. It's such an interesting.
No, it's because that's the thing we see sometimes. You know, we all do it. We judge people. You know, just how they look, how they're dressed, and then I mean, if you don't get to know them, you don't know. And there's some people. You know, I think it's always like there's always like, oh wow, he's different. I didn't know he was. And then there's people that you go like, yeah, that's the person that I knew. My judge was right. Like my judgment was right.
So there's like
but yeah, I mean, it's good to. That's why it's good to get to know people more than a superficial level, I guess. You know?
Well, it's positive for you. It's positive for it. Just keeps things going. It opens your mind, and then I've gotten really, really good at looking at somebody and knowing they're a piece of shit.
Oh,
and I never have to talk to them. But I send them notes and I go, I know you're a piece of shit.
Yeah. Well, I actually, sorry, I cut you off.
No, please.
I'm such a piece of shit.
That's what I'm saying. See, you're good.
You're proving him right now. Yeah.
No, but I actually do. That's one thing that I've learned too. Of like when you think somebody's a piece of shit or like they're just shady or whatever, and like because all the times that I thought of somebody, and it wasn't because I didn't, and I would go like. It wasn't something because I was jealous or something. It wasn't. It was more like, no, this is how I think that person is. And then you would talk to other people, and they would like be like, oh yeah, they would give you. They would have the same opinion and be like, oh, so I was right. So it's like most of the times when you have, a definition of somebody, but you take away the emotional aspect, you're kind of like judging them for who they are. Most of the times you're right because most people would think the same way.
And you feel it too.
Yeah,
I think it's
like
just
you feel it when you're like
cellular level.
Exactly.
Yeah, vibration sort of thing.
Yeah. No, you'd be like, oh, so, and I learned throughout even if I moved to LA, like, be like, oh yeah, I was that person. Yeah, everybody thinks the same thing that I was thinking, So it's like, I guess this person is like that or whatever. Yeah.
It's interesting because I just learned how to read. So
people or just books?
Well, books first.
Books about people.
I learned how to read by listening to audiobooks. But so it took a lot longer to do. And then I started learning. But reading people. So what I was gonna say was like. And by taking the emotional aspect out of it,
that's what you do. It's like you take that out,
Totally. The Malcolm Gladwell book, Blink, where you like your instinct. You can get to the point where you look at something in 2 seconds, you can kind of sum something
blink?
up. You don't. Oh, that's a thing.
It's like Bewitched.
Yeah, it's like.
Yeah. So it's.
I just do the nose.
Yeah.
Oh my God! They could have fucking changed Bewitched to Blink. It would have been the same thing.
I know, same.
That's real,
man.
Yeah. Well, no, because I Dream of Jeannie did the.
That's
wink.
she did the
Yeah. She did that,
right.
and then Bewitched did the nose.
Did the nose. So one of them could have been called allergies.
Did you Bewitched nose?
Yeah, the nose. Yeah, the nose on that one. But so it's fascinating how like. Just in a split second, in a blink of an eye, I think is what he meant.
Okay.
That you can sum up something and your instinct kicks in
That's
without
what it
emotion.
Is. I think that we all
when you
know
don't have
everything.
emotion.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
We all know everything already. Your brain has everything in there, but it's just getting out of its way to like let the information.
Exactly. The emotion is that's. I mean, that's why I practice and I'm always promote meditation.
Totally.
Because I learned it later on, that's what it is. It's like when you take emotion out of it and just see things of how they are, and how that's when you're like, but that's the human nature of it. I think the more you practice, the more you take away the emotion. But if not, emotion takes control of you, and then you're making decisions based on emotion, which ego or scare or fear or anger, and like so. Yeah,
totally.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting too because the emotion almost is like. us trying to fill in the story or make up the story with
Exactly.
something there. And
when
then,
there's nothing there.
But there's nothing
Yeah.
there, exactly. And then so then you meet somebody, and then you're like, oh, they don't even sound like I thought they would. Because you're making all the faces.
It's all
Exactly.
from all your experience.
From all your
your
experience,
filter.
yeah.
Like I learned that. I mean, I realized that early on when I started stand up, I was like, just because when I started, like I had, people would be like, why is he doing it? Because I would look more like an actor, I guess, than a comic.
Okay.
So then I realized that.
If
so
you're
when
just
Humble
listening
brag,
and
by the way.
not and not watching, Francisco is handsome.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, that's I guess that's how the world. I mean, I don't see it. I don't see it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he did, and that's how humble he is.
I don't-
He's
No, I
like,
mean-
yeah.
But like I
But
would
true,
remember, I
yeah.
would have to like change my I mean, be aware of that. So when I would go up on stage, I gotta be like smile, because as soon as I smile, it kind of like disarms people from
Yeah.
like,
Right.
oh, he's maybe a cool guy. Oh, he's nice.
Almost
Yeah,
like you
he's
were trying to get
approachable.
by. Yeah, like you were trying to get by on like either like your looks or just personality, and then but you have to kind of like bridge that. show
Exactly, and
emotion
it's kind
through
of
it.
like a welcoming thought. You make fun of yourself, like, okay, he's
Yeah.
cool. Because right away, if I go with like not smiling and just with like people go like, oh yeah, this is the
Mhm.
guy that I judge right away that I thought he is, and now he's doing the same thing, So that's And girls would tell me too when I was like dating, be like, oh, I thought you were an asshole, And I'd be like, why? I was like,
Yeah.
it's because of my face. I have an asshole face.
You have an
Yeah, but that's
resting
okay.
I
asshole
do.
face?
I have to smile to get, to become a
Have-
likable asshole.
Having an asshole face is not the same as someone saying, "Hey, nice face, asshole." Because
That's true.
You know what I mean? Because it's like one of them is like asshole face. You're like, oh, thanks. It means you have range.
Yes,
you can play different parts.
Yes. But nice face asshole is like your face sucks.
Exactly. But speaking of having,
I have a tie-in for this because
Please
a lot of times we
Yes.
we look at people's faces
Mhm.
and we think, like you're saying, based on what they're looking like, maybe if they're just sitting still, if they're not
Mhm.
smiling, if they're not making,
Yeah.
and that's Botox. Right?
Yeah, you have a Botox fix, asshole.
yeah, yeah.
But I'm saying, like, how many times have you met somebody and like, what's wrong with that person? They are so unemotive. They obviously don't give a fuck about anything, but it's
Ah.
like they're just filled with Botox.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So it's
I
much
never
harder to read
considered
somebody.
I mean, either. I just thought they were assholes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Living
But-
in a city that's made of
Of
Botox.
Botox.
Of
Yeah.
your
And
asshole.
assholes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Botox in your asshole is a whole other thing.
They
Get the
do
wrinkles.
it?
Get the wrinkles out of your butthole.
They do that for what?
Nobody wants a wrinkly butthole.
Yeah.
But
They're
they're
like,
supposed to be
it was like a
wrinkled.
starfish.
I mean, also at this point, like, if you're past all your, like when you get to the asshole, at that point you're like, are you gonna stop? That's my
Yeah,
point.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
sorry, I can't. I gotta stop here because it's too wrinkly. Like what?
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I
you're
mean?
happy
Like,
to be
at that
there.
point, you're all the way in,
Oh,
right?
man.
You're all the way in.
I mean, literally.
That's the
Yeah.
kind of like doing something like that where you go all the way to worrying about the wrinkles on your butt, on your
That's too
butthole.
much.
That's too much. It's like you walking by.
Who's to say that though? Who are you to say that?
I mean, I just say like, I think it's too much in terms of like the ego of like, I guess it's like, wait, it's not enough. Like you got everything. It's
Yeah.
like, at this point,
Who's this for?
Yeah, that's what I'm
who's
saying. Who's
this
this? And
for?
also, it's like maybe there's something else that you gotta work on on the inside. That's because you're trying to like, make everything. There's something
Yeah.
missing, and
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
your wrinkly asshole.
Yeah, exactly. Literally trying to, not literally, but hopefully not,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
filling the hole
But hey, if you want to do it,
Yeah. with Botox.
But yeah. But yeah, never. I want to learn because I never. By the way, because when I saw the thing, it says like Francisco Ramos Botox. I'm like, I don't have Botox. I was like,
no.
I thought you. You invited me because it's like, well, Francisco is gonna.
He
talk
doesn't. No, we
about
didn't invite
Botox.
you because you have Botox. We wanted to suggest it to you.
Yeah.
We think that you.
That's how we talk to
This is
people
what it
passive
is.
aggressively.
It's a very
Ah.
passive aggressive podcast.
Got
That's
it.
how I tell him everything passive aggressively.
But-
I just have something like, on a
Yeah.
diet or something.
Man, you gave me
Yeah.
a gift. It says Botox.
That's right.
Oh, speaking of which,
Just a
he's doing a
syringe.
good job. He can have another water.
Oh, thank
Oh,
you.
yeah.
So
there you
that's
go.
for you, buddy.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I'm glad. If I didn't, I wouldn't get any more water.
None. None. You would owe us water.
So his teeth stuck to his
Now-
lip. Sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead. Yeah.
He's dying on the couch. Nikki, can you tell me, besides buttholes, where else do people put Botox? Like, what is like a?
Because also, or even for me, like, what is Botox in like quicker? Like, what does it do? Like, what is what's the
point? Why do people get it?
Okay, so there's many reasons, a lot aside from just the aesthetic reasons, but then those are some of the ones we're going to talk about. But there's not just smoothing out wrinkles, but it's also, and I do want to talk about some of that stuff. First of all, I just wanted to say we've been doing it for decades.
The Botox?
The Botox.
It started 10 years ago?
No, decades. I think it's even longer than that.
Okay.
This is all from, where is this? National, it's from News and Health website.
Oh, I think you said the National Park Service.
It is from the National Park
It
Service.
starts with the zoo. Those hippopotamus were getting Botox.
But
It's so smooth.
They are
What's
smooth.
that? Oh,
That's
there's a
why.
lot.
Hippopotami.
There used to be an elephant.
Oh,
The
my-
hippopotamus?
Yeah, and then you give them Botox and they turn into a hippo.
Oh.
So this has been going on for decades.
We're back.
Okay.
So yeah, wrinkle removal is the most common thing that people use it for. By the way, I don't know if you probably already know this, but it's from botulism. It's a very, very.
I had no idea what that is.
Okay, it's a toxin that they basically grow that if you use it incorrectly, I mean, you could cause somebody to stop breathing.
Oh.
You know, it's poison. It's definitely poison, but they use it in order to freeze the muscle, right? So you're disabling the muscle.
Okay.
So if you're doing it in the face, you're disabling the muscle so it can't do that or this or whatever it is.
Got it.
Right. So that's the first way that's not the first way we used it, but that's probably the most popular way
yes.
of using it. Yeah.
Now, botulism is like that thing where like the stories I remember growing up where like people would have like Thanksgiving turkeys or whatever, Thanksgiving dinner, they'd leave all the food out all afternoon or whatever. And apparently the food would they could get botulism or it could turn, and then people would eat it and then they would die.
And then they would
That's
get
like
super sick. Yeah.
super sick and then
Wait,
die.
what?
You know about botulism in food?
No. I never heard of this.
Where have you been?
Well, I'm from Venezuela. So you eat.
You eat
You
fresh
don't have
food?
any leftovers.
Yeah.
Ironically,
I didn't think about that.
You don't save shit. You just eat it.
Well, ironically, that was probably the last time they ever taught us anything about food or what to eat, and that was like probably like.
But that's
fourth
just
grade.
like getting spoiled. Just food getting spoiled.
I guess, yeah. I mean, there's a bacteria that grows on there. I
Yeah.
don't know if it's already inherent in the food that's sitting there. Maybe.
Yeah.
I know you
aluminum like the cans of soup. Sometimes if they're like puffed out,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
like
that's-
like
yeah,
bacteria
yeah.
or botulism or.
But the same properties that make it toxic are also the things that make it work and make it useful, right? So it works by blocking the nerve signals that tell the muscles to either tighten, contract.
So it's like a neuro.
It's a neurotoxin. That's exactly
okay.
what it is, right?
Ah.
But there are some medical conditions that involve muscle contractions too at the wrong time. And so those are the ones that are actually therapeutic to use the Botox for.
For like what? Like in
Well,
what sense?
let's see. We'll get to those. I'm scrolling on my little thing. Okay, so certain kinds of pain, like for example, migraines. Some people use it for migraine headaches.
I
Do you
heard
get
that,
migraines?
No, but I've
Okay.
heard that people use it for that.
Right. So I'm assuming they put it in the trigeminal nerve, which is like here. It like comes around here, here, and here. I'm a migraine
Oh, you are?
sufferer,
Oh,
unfortunately.
okay. Do you use it for
I
migraine?
have never tried it. I don't know. I haven't tried Botox yet, but maybe someday if it gets bad enough.
My dentist one time, well, not my dentist anymore. God rest her soul. She's not dead. I just fired her. But I think God should still rest it. But yeah, she was like, because she noticed that my jaw was like really tight, and she's like, well, you can put some Botox in there so that your muscles don't. So I guess this loosens them up or whatever.
So Botox
yeah.
also it contracts, but also relaxes.
It relaxes it in the sense that it's paralyzed it.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah. So it's not
So that's
like it's
relaxing.
not moving. Yeah, that's right.
Right.
Because it's not doesn't have any power. It's just
Right. It doesn't have any power. Yeah.
Yeah,
You have no
yeah.
power. Yeah. This is from the Wizard of Oz. Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
yeah, you could actually.
You have no power. Yeah.
You have no power here. Oh my God, that movie was about
It was about
Botox.
Botox.
Yeah,
And
like when he goes over the curtain, it's like you could see the guy was putting Botox on him.
Yeah,
behind the
Then
curtain.
behind the curtain, it's like
That's why he didn't want anybody
he was
to
that
see
or
him.
heroin.
Exactly.
Yeah, he was back there like yeah, one or the other.
Yeah.
It was the 1920s.
That's right, either Botox
So-
or heroin. I think.
It
Yeah,
holds up though.
it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But now, okay, so
So there's a few different things. There's something called strabismus, which is when both eyes don't look in the same
I
direction.
knew it.
Like cross-eyed?
I guess,
Strabismus.
or maybe like just
Like one eye like this?
I suppose, yeah.
So then you put Botox for that?
I guess you would put Botox in the one that's wandering, maybe,
like a lazy
unless
eye.
you put it in the other one, and then they're both going like
Oh, because
this.
that's a Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Which, I think that's, I mean, I would, if that helps, I think you would do it because it's
Absolutely.
always weird with when you're, because like, what's the rule? Which eye do you look when you're talking to somebody with a lazy eye? Like which is? Do you look at the
Depends on if you're tired or
lazy
not.
eye,
Yeah.
I'm looking at the lazy eye.
or
Right now.
the because sometimes you go like which eye?
Right.
I'm afraid to like if I try to look at both, one of my eyes is going to do the same thing they're doing. I feel like, but also like I think I try to look at the one that's the most.
I just
reliable.
don't look at them.
The one that's the most reliable. The one that's looking at me the most. I
Right.
kind of like look.
I just don't talk to them.
Yeah.
It's
You
probably a better
Yeah.
way to handle it. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I remember. I don't know who the guy was, but I remember you were talking to him, and you had a bunch of mirrors set up so that you didn't look at that person directly.
I would just look at myself.
Right? Yeah, refracting. Yeah.
It's also called a blepharospasm. So blepharoplasty is surgery on the eyes. So it's just a spasm that causes uncontrollable eye closing as well. So that's another one.
Oh, somebody's just
Alright.
closing their eyes all the time? Wow.
Yep. I don't know if you guys suffer from this. I think Sandra might.
I
Oh,
think so,
you know
yeah.
what? I
Hyperhidrosis.
well, I mean, I sweat a lot. I mean, I think I did have to buy like because I did hear about Botox put in because if people sweat a lot, you
Yeah.
know. But I remember I bought one of those like the ones that come like are like extra dry or
Yeah.
whatever,
Right.
and it kind of helped. But yeah, but it was. I remember when I used to like for acting, or like
When you first started doing stand up.
yeah, or tape,
Yeah,
you like,
oh, yeah.
that's why I do still wear like dark clothes because I'm
Oh,
like
that's a
I
good
can't.
point.
I don't
Yeah.
want to force it, but
Definitely.
yeah.
I used to wear like little sticky things because I ruined all my clothes in the first few years I did stand up.
Oh,
Oh
really?
yeah, I would put flop sweat as like a whole other
Mhm.
kind
Yeah,
of chemical
yeah,
that
yeah,
comes out of
yeah.
your body. It's like fear that you
Oh,
just bake
interesting.
into your armpits. But yeah, then I put these little sticky things on. They're like basically like mini pads.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember for like last comic standing, they gave me that.
Oh, that's
Oh,
smart. Oh, that's
something
great.
like
Shooting,
or,
yeah.
or that or like a pad like for
Like an actual pad.
like an actual pad.
Oh wow.
Or one of those. I don't
Yeah,
know.
and they stick it to your clothes, right?
It was my clothes, but just to put it here, yes, so it wouldn't dry, so it wouldn't show.
I'm
through.
just
I had-
wondering if somebody stuck it to the skin instead.
Oh yeah,
Sorry,
ripping it
Yeah.
off. I like to because I know so Botox. I know like that can apparently stop the sweating too,
Mhm.
right? You
But
can
Yeah,
does
put it
that
on there.
stop
That's
it
what we're saying.
That's
forever?
what you're saying. Put this Botox. Okay. Oh, interesting. Now I see.
No, it's temporary.
Oh, because I've tried like deodorant. I've tried like the antiperspirant, which isn't good for
Yeah.
you. The only thing I've found that like helps me like get is roofing tar. I have to like you know how, like when they cut
Roofing
a
tar?
tree, they cut a tree and they
Yeah.
put tar over it so the tree doesn't grow.
Yeah.
That's what I have to. I have to like just put roofing tar, and I don't sweat.
What
for,
are
like,
you, a cartoon? Like it feels like very like Warner Brothers, like
Yeah, that's yeah. It's and then I wish it was a cartoon because it's like in the cartoon they don't tell you how sticky it is. How
You're gonna
like
have to put it on your forehead too, and because
yeah,
Sandra
forehead
sweats
sweat?
quite a lot. Yeah.
yeah, from
Yeah.
the forehead a lot. It beads up here,
Your neck.
my
Mm.
neck.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to give away all your secrets.
And like
Yeah.
here too. Here, yeah. If you see me sweating, just know that it's either 110 degrees or I've been lying a lot.
Or you're just breathing.
I'm breathing.
Yeah.
or just
I'm out of
living
shape.
life.
Yeah, just living.
Yeah.
Exactly. So so hyperhidrosis can also affect your palms as well. A lot of people get sweaty palms.
Yes, when you get a handshake and that people's got that sweaty.
Oh yeah, like a
I
clammy.
don't like that.
Mm-mm.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's it's not. I mean, I'm sorry you have a problem, but like,
I think it's
It's-
the thing is
it's-
the
it's-
awareness.
it's
Just
just
be
like,
like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, it's like the awareness is like you keep a napkin in your pocket. or
yeah,
something,
just
you know?
or just say I just wash my hands.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a
good
one,
Yeah,
too. Yeah.
I just had some
Just lie.
clams.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, your hands are clammy. You're like, oh, I just had some clams.
Clams.
Yeah, they're clammy. So
I
was
just
like, oh.
touch myself.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the best one, I think. I
Yeah.
just touched myself.
Yeah.
You
I
pull
just
your hand
wa-
from out of your pants and you go like this.
I just touched myself.
At least
yeah.
you know where it's coming
Yeah,
from.
I just wash my hands after I wash my butt.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay.
with
your
clams.
With my
Yeah,
hands.
with clams, yes.
With clams.
All right, so this one surprised me. Overactive bladder. So when your bladder
Ah.
squeezes out urine, I guess at the wrong time,
Oh, doing too much.
it's just doing
overactive.
too much. Yeah.
So I guess but that's also when you get older, right? As a man.
What are
or-
you asking me for?
No, I'm asking. I say
Oh,
man.
okay. Yeah. Oh, it's a man.
No,
Okay.
because
Yeah.
the guy they have
Good
to
cover.
pee all the time.
Oh yeah, I
Like
think
the
women
pros- the
too,
prostate or
actually.
something.
Or you got 10. Okay, cool. Thank you. We're keeping time for you and
Oh,
also
thank
for
you.
us too because we're trying to like keep it.
Yeah.
But
Francisco
yeah.
said we're keeping time for him because Francisco said I stopped paying attention to clocks, so now he's letting everyone else
I just I don't do it
do
anymore.
his schedule for
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
He just wants to live in the moment. He says,
I do.
which means he's got rid of
100%.
all everything.
all clockware.
I don't even know where I am right now.
Timepieces. Yeah.
yeah. He's Vegas. Ironically, he's living in Vegas where there's no
Yeah.
clocks anywhere.
It's 2003 right now for me.
Yeah.
Were there no clocks in?
I just
Oh,
don't
you
know.
just don't know.
I
Yeah,
just
okay.
don't know anymore.
What, yeah.
Man,
That's the year
how
he
was it
wanted
living that close to 9/11?
Oh
Because
yeah,
I mean, that was only 2 years ago for you.
that's true. Yeah,
That's, oof.
No, that was 4 years. Wasn't it? Oh no, 2001. Right. I thought it was 99. I don't know why.
Yeah, I forget, ironically. But
Never forget.
I was thinking one more. There's not too many more. There's dystonia. I think did I say that already? Where the muscles contract
No.
when you don't want them to, so you're
No.
getting repetitive movements. Maybe it's like a sort of like a
Like a thing when the muscle moves.
yeah. And maybe it's just when it
Oh.
doesn't stop, and then it causes your body to twist and move into awkward positions.
That's called dancing.
oh my God, the little town of like, what is this little town of Footloose?
Yeah. Hey, nobody.
What,
It's
you guys
like,
on Botox? No one's dancing here. That's fucking hilarious.
Does Francisco have dystonia? No, he's just dancing.
Yeah, I'm just dancing.
Yeah.
And then the
Yeah,
other.
or that's what the lady, the breakdancing lady from the Olympics.
Oh my
had,
God!
You know,
yeah.
because she was like, doing all this.
What
awkward,
the hell was that?
I mean, that's I think. I mean, she definitely. I mean, it was like I think hopefully she comes out and be like, yeah, I scam everybody. I just wanted to go to the
That would be
Olympics
great.
because I
I
mean,
just
like
wanted
it's
to
a
go to the
great thing to be
Olympics.
like, you know what? I get a free trip to the Olympics
Mhm.
and just pretend that I'm an
Yeah.
Olympian and just live in the village and
Yeah,
meet
yeah.
the people.
But you don't
or
have to
whatever.
be in the Olympics. You could just go to the Olympics.
Yeah, but she wanted to be in the Olympic village, be like
Yeah.
you get the
Oh, okay.
inside, scoop.
Yeah.
It's like because I mean, obviously that, like, how do you not go and be like, yeah, that's not what are you doing, lady?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't think she did anything wrong.
Uh-huh.
She went into a competition. They voted her
That's
along.
Oh,
They
that's
just
true.
kept moving her. So if nothing else, maybe she's like, oh, they're praising her. They're giving her positive reinforcement.
But they could have had one other person that actually could dance
But
at the
also, like,
Olympics.
So as
Yeah,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Someone with dystonia.
Yeah, but then if they had somebody that could actually
or someone
dance,
named this stone.
Yeah, exactly.
oh my God, that's like, oh wait, wasn't that an Outcast album? Like
Yeah,
after,
no,
after Stankonia?
Yeah.
Stankonia. Yeah.
Stankonia.
Yeah.
Stankonia is when you can't stop your body from stinking, and you have to Botox it because the sweat glands don't stop contracting.
I thought it was a country, actually.
Stankonia?
Yeah.
That's what Miss Jackson got.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
Don't
dude.
apologize.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think let's see, the last one that I saw was oh God, I just had it in my head. What is it when women get? I just literally had it in my head.
Use your words.
I'm trying. Oh, Alex, will you look up what the thing is when women get really bad cramps? As soon as you say it, I'm going to remember it. God damn it.
Being
Excuse
alive?
my language. No, yeah, exactly. Let's
Premenstrual.
see. Did you get it?
Menstrual cramps.
No, it's something that happens in your let's see. Let's see. How would you even look that up?
What do you mean?
No, but that's another one.
You can just look up
Botox.
Botox for cramps. Let's
Botox
see.
for cramps or cramp related.
Yeah, let's see. Oh man,
Okay.
that's gonna give me. That's gonna. I just had it in my head.
This is what, if you're listening and
It's-
not watching, get a computer. All right, so we're just
Endometriosis. Thank you.
my
Endometriosis.
God, I
Like
would've-
so many women have endometriosis.
And what is that?
I believe it's like an overgrowth of the lining of your uterus. And for some reason, it causes a lot of pain. I'm assuming because there's so much lining of your uterus. Now that you're married, I could talk to you about this because
Yes.
you have a wife and
Yes.
stuff. So you've seen
And
it.
if for some reason the information that you're saying is not 100%, we're going to provide you with a link to Google where you can look it up for yourself.
We are?
Well, just go to Google and look it up for
Oh, yeah.
yourself.
Oh, link to Google. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
The link is Google.
The
Yeah.
link is Google.
.com.
If you look at something and you go, oh, I don't know if that's right,
Yeah.
just
Just
take care of
Google.
it for yourself and keep it to yourself. Thank you. Okay.
I like that.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I'm assuming they take they must inject your,
Because
your
it
uterus.
so it doesn't
So it doesn't make
contract.
those,
contractions.
yeah, the
Like you
contractions.
said, it
exactly.
paralyzes the
Yeah, I mean,
the muscle or
uh,
the lining.
yeah, the lining of your
Yeah.
uterus. Yeah, your uterine
Yeah.
muscles or whatever.
Now, can I ask you, has anyone ever confused Botox with buttocks? Right? If you said,
Wait,
I
is there a
got
buttocks?
buttocks, right? Because that's different.
Is that like? Is there one for the butt?
The Botox.
No, but buttocks is there one for the buttocks?
Botox. No, I don't know.
If you can put Botox in your buttocks, then it would be like, I bet it's like a number 2 for 1.
But then you don't feel anything in the butt, right?
Yeah. How would you know if
I
you're
know. Why
sitting or
would you
not?
do that?
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
what?
Am I sitting?
If I don't feel things in my butt, what's the point of living?
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Forget that I asked that question because now people are gonna want to try to figure out how to like numb their butts.
I know.
And
it's
I
all
don't
gonna
think
be-
true love is a numb butt.
That's
You don't think so?
I don't think it is.
Okay.
No.
true love is a numb. You don't think true love is a numb.
No.
Like in order to have true love, you need to have
All your feelings
your butt
in your butt.
in your butt.
Like a
Yeah.
sensitive butt. Like
sensitive butt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I
so.
think sensitivity is very important. With butts.
I experience the whole world through my butt. So
Yeah.
it's like having no eyes for me. Like,
No eyes.
right now I can tell
Well, you have one
so
eye.
much about the room.
Well, you
yeah,
have-
just one eye.
Well,
Yeah.
if you have hindsight,
Yeah. Hindsight.
You
That's
can see
there
out
it
of
your,
is.
out
We
of
came
your
right
eye.
around. That's perfect.
Nice.
yeah, Botox is fascinating.
Yeah.
But like, so Botox, how does it work? You just go and like, is it like going to the dentist?
Yeah. Well,
Like,
you
is
go
it like a 1 hour thing and you're done, or like, or
So,
you have to have like
that's
surgery?
a really good question. No, you would just get an injection, and there's
Mhm.
different ones. There's like Dysport. I had a list of them on here as well, but there's different names for Botox. But they do an injection. Depending on where they put it and how often the muscle is actually contracting that you're using it, or you're
Mhm.
trying to use it, or how much you work out, it will last for a period of months, like maybe 3 to 6 months. That would probably be the longest it would be. It's
Uh-huh.
like 6 months. And then they inject it wherever you need it, right? And so women who go in and they get their Botox, they do here, the 11s, crow's feet, anywhere here. They do in the neck as well.
Oh yeah, because the neck gets wrinkly.
Yeah, all right. And so I guess there's certain muscles because I teach I do facial massage. That's what I do for
okay.
for other money.
Yeah.
And I teach a facial massage class because the muscles, if these get short, then you start getting jowly and you get like double chin. Yeah, exactly. So you want those muscles to be relaxed, right? Otherwise, it's cooling down like
it goes
that.
down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
So-
you have to be licensed to give? Who's giving Botox injections? Like where are you?
Med spa, which are usually nurse practitioners and doctors.
But it's not
dermatologists.
like getting a piercing in the mall. Like those people.
Yeah,
like,
no, I know. I'm
like,
trying to think.
Like, are you going like the mall? Like after you have like a hot dog, you're like, hey, let me get some Botox.
Yeah.
I'm sure there probably now is a place where you
Right.
could do it, but they have to be licensed hot dog
Okay.
dealer. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely hot dog dealer.
Yeah.
And,
Licenses.
and you have to before like the expiration or like it's you have to go back and get it. If not, you those like if you don't do it, is it like steroids or something where you like if you don't do it, then everything's like looks flat, like more than it was. You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
is it? You know what I mean?
Your
Yes.
muscles would atrophy more, right?
Yeah, and that's what we're going to talk about next week. We're going to talk about the downsides, but that is a really, really good question, and that is
Interesting.
actually what happens if you do it too much.
So you're stuck for life.
pretty much if you want to keep
If-
up that look, then you have to do it, and then if you don't use it, you lose it, and so in the body, your body will just
That's why I
literally.
tell when I was single, I'd be like, hey, if you don't use it, you lose it.
That's
Well, you
exactly
should-
I had
right?
that in the back of my car.
Yeah.
I was going to say, where do you have
Nice.
that? A tattoo?
And then all the people were like,
Yes, I got it in the mall after I ate a hot dog.
and then all the girls were like, "That's so weird." He said if I didn't date him, I would lose my pussy. I would like my vagina. He would take my vagina. I would lose it. So I shouldn't have said the P word. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I was actually thinking to
Can we
myself. I wouldn't-
underline that?
Yeah, highlight
Can
it,
we
please.
Bleep it out, but also underline it and put it on my face as I say it.
I thought-
Yeah,
think
but I
that's
meant
good, yeah.
cats.
I don't think it
Yeah.
matters. I don't think it matters.
Okay, good. 'Cause I meant cats as in I have a Dr. Katz.
Oh, I thought you meant the musical.
Oh shit! Is that
Mm.
about Dr. Katz?
Yeah. It's about cats that put Botox
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah.
They're very hard to read.
and they have to pay rent.
Yeah. Whoa.
Hey.
They're loaded with hairspray. Listen, Let's
get
that's that musical
Mhm.
is terrible for your nose.
It's also really bad for their Technicolor Dream coat.
Oh.
Ooh.
That was a long way around the block to
I
get
know,
there,
that
but
was
yeah,
a-
yeah.
that
was
It
a
was a
good
code. Animals have
Definitely.
codes.
No,
he
it was
came out
good.
like a phantom of the opera.
Yeah.
God damn it, that's good.
man.
You know,
I was trying to-
this is all bad for the ozone layer.
Annie, come
Oh.
on. That doesn't even make
That
sense. Yeah.
Annie, come on.
Yeah, no, Annie.
Annie.
yeah, okay.
Annie.
Annie, get your gun. No, I just said Annie because
Annie, are you okay?
is that what they say? Oh, it's Andy.
It's about no.
Is he
Annie, are
Annie?
you okay? Is a song from Michael Jackson about Shirley Temple.
Good night.
so
you guys.
you know
Thanks for
what?
doing
I
that.
think I've numbed my sense of humor with this Botox
I
talk.
feel like you might have.
Thank you very much.
Do you guys have any other Well, I don't want to get. I
you
don't want to
know
open up too
anybody
many questions. Yeah.
That's the thing. I want to
Botox?
know people who have like, I mean, because it's always a joke that people can talk or can
So
like
many
emotion.
comedians have Botox.
Do?
Oh
Okay,
yeah. Oh
let's
yeah.
Do tell.
Yes.
Can you tell by looking at somebody if they've
Like
had
you, yeah.
tox?
Can you tell like people? Oh, that person's got like I can't tell. Unless
Sometimes.
it's crazy obvious.
Right. And like they're just like this, but a lot of times they're doing it well enough to like they'll let certain muscles actually move so that it's not like just
Like
a
it's
glass.
not too much Botox.
Right,
It's just
yeah.
a little bit.
But I have seen people definitely where you can tell, like, with the eyebrows go down a certain way and they come up this way, or maybe they put it in a weird place. And it's
It's
Oh,
crazy.
now I think of one now.
you can think of some people that we know.
Yeah, now I feel like now that you're describing.
Well, jot
them,
it down and say it out loud.
Yes.
Do both.
And hold it up for the camera at the
but
same time.
in your handwriting, and then say, "This is my handwriting."
Yeah.
So, wait, say that one thing. Say the thing you just said again just now.
About putting the Botox in the wrong place and making their face look weird.
Yeah. So like, you can
Because like you could like when they
you could put it, like-
smile or when
yeah,
they.
so-
Well,
go,
sometimes
like-
it can paralyze the muscle in the wrong way, which we're going to talk
So
about.
then you
Ah.
see that
Yeah.
then that's how you see they have Botox.
Yeah,
And they did it wrong.
Exactly.
you know.
Yeah. Or
Interesting.
sometimes they'll talk like this because they can't move their mouths because they
Ah.
just had like Botox here so they don't get lip lines. And you'll notice.
And you actually is it like when you have like when they put like when you go to a dentist and they like you can talk like is that how you always feel like with Botox or
Yeah.
do you yes
but not your
like
whole
that.
mouth, hopefully,
But
but
you
like
feel it.
wherever it is, like they do something called the lip flip so that it makes the top lip go up like this. So it relaxes this muscle somehow. I don't understand how it works, but I've seen girls who have had it and then they can't put
But
their
they
lips
f-
together.
and they feel it like
Well,
they feel it or do they not
They
feel
just, they don't feel it in the sense that like they feel, but they feel it in the sense that they can't move it.
it okay got it
You know
but their
what I
lips
mean?
get very dry.
Very dry. Yes,
Very dry.
exactly. And they can't make it like a straw mouth, like put your mouth
Right,
around
right,
a
right.
straw.
So
Oh,
so
they
every
can't
time
touch their-
people were
their
saying
lips.
duck lips.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah
those,
what about
those
those?
poor women couldn't even close their mouths. It wasn't something they were doing consciously.
Hmm.
See, again, you never really know people until you get to talk to them and get to know them.
And
That's
talk about
true.
them.
Exactly. She
Until you-
looked like an idiot. It turns out she just couldn't breathe normally. So it's and because nature had her choose to do this. So it
Yes,
wasn't
nature-
her
yeah.
choice.
Oh my God.
But you know what's nuts is like the fact that you can go into your head and like just zap certain muscles so they don't move, almost like you're like just like putting like tiny bit of water on like a circuit board, and only each one is it's like you're
Oh, I like that,
it's like you're
yeah.
editing your head.
You are.
Yeah.
You're just like, no, I don't want that one. Take this one here off. It's like the opposite of light bright. You're taking off the spark, and it's just
Well,
but my thing is like at the end of the day, it's like we all get old, so it's like you're still gonna look old. So to me, it's like I get it if you gotta do a little bit, but like when it's too much, it's like and the person still like you still look old. Like
right.
Yeah.
you might have no wrinkles here, but you still look 85. Like
yeah.
it doesn't matter, so to me, it's like that's where I go like enjoy. I feel like everybody you should enjoy every stage of your life. You know what I mean? Like you can't pretend to be 85 and think you're gonna have a 25-year-old body. It
That's
doesn't
true.
matter. You know what I mean? So it's like doesn't matter what you do. And then to me, that's when I see people go like, because that's when I go see people when they have so much work, not just Botox, but everything like surgery. And
Oh
you
yeah.
go like,
the fillers. And
yeah, and you go
everything.
like,
Yeah,
it's
too
not,
much.
and then I don't know if I don't know if do people look at themselves and go like, or if nobody tells them like, what are you doing? Like,
I
stop.
think they get myopic and they're like, oh, I just see the lips that look like this. They don't see it in
They don't see
relation
the
to the
whole
rest.
thing.
Yeah, the whole picture.
they see
Sure.
like I almost feel like they see like, okay, well I did this. Oh, if I did this to balance this out, then that would be.
But then it
cool.
becomes like playing
then
like Tetris or like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
like a
yeah.
big
Whack-a-mole.
puzzle.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a
Mr.
whack-a-mole.
Potato Head.
Yeah,
Or no,
exactly.
sorry. Potato Head.
Potato.
Potato Head.
Oh, because you can't call it Mister.
Well, now, yeah, because
Oh,
now they
right,
have
yeah,
they-
that's a good
now the
point.
potatoes have both genitals, so you don't have to worry about.
They have genitals
They have
now.
genitals.
So
now,
there's
you
no
can't-
Mrs. It's just
It's
potato.
not
head.
Mr. or Mrs. anymore.
They don't call them genitals anymore. They
Just-
just call them generals because it's in general.
because it's general.
Right,
Nice.
yeah.
Ah.
Ooh, I've often called Mr. There's Don Rickles. If he's always, Mr. Potato is always going to be Don Rickles.
Yeah.
He was Mr. Potato?
He was-
Yeah. In the
in
first
Toy Story.
Toy Story.
Oh, I didn't see Toy Story. I know. I'm the only
You gotta-
person in the world
you
that
gotta
didn't see
watch
Toy
Toy
Story.
Story. It's
Wow.
about
It's about a
About
Botox.
family.
cartoons. Yeah,
It's about family.
Botox.
It's about
It's about
Botox.
it's kids toys
Yeah.
with Botox.
Yeah.
They just sit there like this.
Oh, man.
Nobody can talk.
That was Tom Hanks.
Oh, my God, yeah, Tom Hanks. That's all he does.
Oh. Who else, son? Wilson got
Wilson
Botox.
was
Oh, Wilson. Wilson had Botox. That's why his face was
Tom
all like,
Hanks was a terrible volleyball player, by the way.
Wilson?
I'm just kidding.
Oh.
But so I find it interesting you mentioned that thing about people and also and like kind of getting that myopic, like the myopic viewpoint.
Yeah.
But like, and this is just maybe somebody being selfish, but like Joan Rivers, I mean, famously she was comedian, but also famous known for getting work done.
Yes.
And she didn't give a shit.
Mm.
She would make jokes about.
But
it.
that's to me that's embracing that.
That's embracing.
That's embracing. It's like, look, that's to me that's like I don't mind that because hey, you're embracing. Like
she doesn't
this
give a
is,
shit. She's like, hey man,
and she made fun of herself.
She's not trying to fool you.
Exactly, not trying because to me it's when those people like they don't embrace, they just pretend like
yes.
Wait, I can't. You can, like they pretend they're like, wait, I can't pretend that you look the same because you don't.
Yeah.
So it's like why? But they act the same. Like nah, come on, like
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Joan Rivers did that in a great thing because
Yeah,
you're
she kinda
embracing.
just-
It's like this is what I do. I
Yeah,
put all this
I
stuff.
don't care.
Whatever. Yeah. So I think if you're gonna do that, then embrace it
Own
and
it.
go all out. Yeah.
I think more people are owning it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think recently the more people that I talk to that actually do stuff will and they've even come on here and told me that they the stuff that they have done, fillers and Botox
Got
and
it.
things like that. And I think we're getting, hopefully the dermatologists are getting more natural looking and more like, all right, well, let's just make it look like it was maybe like a few years ago.
Yeah,
As
yeah,
opposed to
yeah.
like, let's just try to fill it up and make you look like a completely different person.
Exactly.
It's like when you
'Cause
buy
that's
the
the
car and it
thing.
has the huge emblem, like over the top emblem, and you're like, no, you don't need that much.
Yeah, it's like having like a huge spoiler in the back of the car. You're like,
Yeah.
why? It's a Honda Civic. You know what I mean?
exactly. Yeah.
And I do think also embrace who you are. Like we're born. I think that's where you're born a certain way, and that's what makes you original. You
Mhm.
know, because to me, I always go back to the I forget her name, the actress from Dirty Dancing.
Jennifer Grey.
Which and it's funny because she looks, I guess, better to me, but she doesn't have that thing that she had when she didn't have that surgery.
People
She
didn't
looks- she just
recognize her
looks
at
completely
first.
different.
Yeah, completely different. And now it's like, and I'm like, no, you were like, that was that make you that however you look.
yeah,
that's
that
what
was your
make you
character.
exactly. So I'm like,
Yeah, it's very true.
so it's like just it's like I mean, that's my opinion, but to me it's like
If you notice, like there's certain actors or whatever, like they'll get into the season 2 or 3 of the show they're in,
Mhm.
and they're character actors and they're a little bit overweight, and that's what got them into it.
Yes,
And then they see themselves on television and they're like, oh man, I look fat. And
I
then
know.
and then they probably just take themselves out of whatever niche
made them
role or-
exactly.
and but because our minds are just like we want to correct what we think
Always.
is, and that's the story.
Or it's also the pressure, the peer pressure that they get when
Sure.
they
Mhm.
now
Come
that they're
on, man.
in, they're going to the parties and they
come
come
on,
and the
man,
events.
Your
You gotta,
fucking nose sucks.
yeah.
dude. Get rid of your nose,
Your nose
bro.
sucks.
Right? And everybody's like the peer pressure. Like, come on, everybody says your nose is terrible. Like, what? My nose
Yeah.
is fine. What do you mean? But no, I feel like some people are probably also like, I'm not getting any work.
Okay.
I'm not doing whatever. And then
And that's another thing too. Like I
Sure.
think we all. I mean, I thought about like, for me in terms like for audition, it's like,
Yeah,
should I leave not crazy changes, but like longer hair or like beard or whatever.
Oh, sure,
you know,
right.
because you go like, hey, this is gonna. So I mean, yeah, if you take it to the next level, it's like,
yeah.
hey, do I need to have this surgery here or get skinnier or whatever it is?
Yeah.
And it does, yeah, because it's like, but yeah, I feel like then it messes up what made you original in the first place or what you got casted or
Absolutely.
in the first place. So,
Exactly.
Yeah, so.
And nature had a plan originally that kind of looked better. A lot of people like Jamie Lee Curtis, and I'll get into this next time, but like she even says like it doesn't work. Like you think it's working, and then all of a sudden you're like,
What doesn't
it's out of
work?
plastic surgery in the sense that like
exactly.
you think, and then the next thing you're like, well, now I got to do this to make up for this, and now this
Again, it's a
doesn't work.
never-ending game. That is the only
Never-ending.
one that's making money is a plastic surgery.
Exactly.
Because to me, it's like
Mhm.
I like plastic surgery. Like either two things: either you went to like you have a crazy accident and you need to like something happened and you
Sure.
know, or you were born with like a huge nose, for example,
Mhm.
and you're like, well, if you fix it. Even if it messes up,
Yeah.
it's still gonna be
It's
the
better
same.
than-
So it's like,
Is it because-
I mean, like, or like that. I mean, but if it's if
Yeah.
it's something that's like seems the same, and you want to make it like a little tiny, just leave it like that. Who
It looks
cares?
cooler like
Yeah,
that.
it's
Yeah,
your
I don't know.
character, like
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't like people with big noses because, well, when I was doing coke.
By the way, with big nose, I was talking about clowns.
Yeah,
you know?
Yes. I don't do coke with clowns.
Yeah.
They're just.
That's the only way I do coke.
Yeah. Well, there's no nostrils in those guys.
Coca-Cola.
That's right. Oh my god.
By the way, when you do coke with a clown, it's like they go and they just go.
Oh, because
They
It
pull
comes out of their nose. You're like, dude, that's
is
great.
that the
but
straw?
Yeah.
seriously. And then the clowns go and they walk away, and then they come out, and then at the end of the night they put all their coke together because they stole from everybody else.
Yeah.
It's a fucking racket.
The circus
Clowns?
is a racket. Yeah.
Yeah.
The circus is a racket. Speaking of tennis, it's probably time to wrap it up. That doesn't make any sense, but
Yeah, I was like, oh, I thought because I play tennis, I thought you brought that up.
oh,
Yeah, that was
okay,
good.
humble brag. I didn't know that, but
I don't
yeah,
know. You
no,
thought
I'm just
you brought it
kidding.
up. I thought it was like, oh, is it?
No, I
about
didn't
me?
actually. I didn't
but-
do that much research, but that's really cool. We'll have you back and we'll talk
Yeah.
about tennis too, because
Thank you.
I want to hear about your tennis experiences.
Thank you. Yeah,
Um,
I taught.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You
yeah.
did?
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah, yeah.
look at you.
That's how I made money while I was getting into stand up. I mean, after I got out of my full-time job, and then I
Mhm.
started like one of the things that I did was teaching tennis.
Tennis, yeah, that'll keep you
Dude,
afloat
yeah,
for a little
we
bit.
definitely come back because I want to hear about that, man.
Yeah.
Because that's just like an interesting. Plus, tennis is just an interesting sport.
I love it. I compare a
It's-
lot to stand up
Yeah.
because it's yours. I mean, it's yourself.
Uh-huh.
You don't have anybody. It's not a team thing. It's like
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
is about you. You have to have a short-term memory because if you miss 400 a backhand, it's the same thing as like a joke didn't land. Like you can't, because as soon as
And
you
you're
start
gonna be out there a long time.
and you start being a long time, you can't get wrapped up on because then the whole game gets fucked up.
Ah,
And
yeah.
and every time the audience is at different place every time you're playing somebody else, so you always have to adjust to a different type of game while using the same things that you have, or it's like playing tennis. Like, well, this person I gotta go more. He hit more volleys, or
So it's just the
Yeah.
mental.
and he's very
so
mental.
for the-
80.
yeah.
There's a book that I read that is called The Inner Game of Tennis. It's really good. Yeah, you should read it. It's just not even just about it. It uses
yeah.
tennis, but it's about
It
life
applies, yeah.
because it is that game that we have, and it's we're talking about the mental thing,
Yeah.
how we
It's fascinating.
and remember one example quickly that I remember, like when I tried it as I taught tennis. Like if I'm teaching you, I'm giving you forehands, and you start hitting it the right way. As soon as I go like, hey, great, that was great. The next one you're probably gonna miss because you're like, oh, I have to prove that I'm doing good, but you're not in the moment. So it's like
Mhm.
you're putting an expectation on something. So that's why you always have to get out of
and you're
that's
not
why
in the flow anymore, right?
exactly, and you're not thinking, because when you're not thinking and you're living, and that's when real shit happens.
Exactly.
When you're
Yeah.
as soon as that's why people say, oh, he's playing or she's playing out of her mind, is because they're literally playing out of her mind because they're
Oh,
in it.
wow.
And with stand up is the same way. When you're
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
and we all been there, when you're in that moment where you're like not thinking about, you're just in the moment, and that's a different kind of show than when
Yeah.
you're like, oh, should I do this, or like when is the light, or what all this other stuff.
Exactly. Or that
Yeah.
joke just bombed. Now
Yeah,
what?
yeah, yeah, exactly.
How do I
No.
get out of here?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's a good lesson too. It's like when you say you're great, and then the person feels like, "Oh, I got this. I'm great." Now it's theirs. Now it's theirs to lose.
Yeah.
Right.
So if somebody tells you you're great, just know that you're great, and you don't have anything to lose. Just be you.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Francisco, thank you for being so inspirational. The only reason I came on here was talk about tennis,
Yes.
and I
About
said
time we got to
absolutely
it.
not,
Yeah.
dude. I want to hear more about it because that's
Me
fascinating.
too.
Yeah, I love
me
talking
too.
about it. Yeah, it's great.
Where can people find you on the socials?
Yes, at your nearest Botox.
At your nearest
At
Botox.
Tennis Talk Botox.
At Tennis Botox.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, all social. I mean, F Ramos Comedy on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all the things. FranciscoERamos.com is my website, so you can find me all there, and all my dates, upcoming shows, and all the stuff is right there.
I think I
I
just
see him
subscribed
in-
to that thing that came up to me that anyway on Instagram
what?
it tells you like all the dates or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool, cool.
Mhm.
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
Oh no, I was gonna say I typically see you at the Comedy Store. So
Yes.
if you're in LA, I mean all the clubs in LA, but if you're in LA, you're in the Comedy Store. There's a very good chance Francisco will be there, and it's a really really fun show. So
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
for
being
having
here.
me. That
My
was much
pleasure.
fun.
Yeah. Thanks
Yeah.
again. All right. Well, this will be out Wednesday at 3 a.m.
Okay.
All right.
What, tomorrow?
Next Wednesday.
Okay,
Sorry, I
got it,
forgot
got
we're
it.
doing this on
All right,
Tuesday today.
yes, nice.
So yeah, you guys, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe and blah, 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 blah. And you guys have a great day and a great
All
night.
right.
Bye.
All right. My car's being towed. I gotta